Hello and happy Monday. And I'm gonna just wait just a few seconds, not too long for some of you to join in. I'll warm up my iPad in the meantime. And I just want to let you know about the fantastic event I participated in Thursday night through Saturday night. And some of you were able to follow along with that event on this page too. And in November, Stampin' Up! Kind of has its annual award ceremony, and that was really fun. We had Pat Benatar playing, her and her husband, they were playing to us and did a special little concert to kind of kick off the event, and that was fun. They presented a lot of awards, and then that night and all of Friday and Saturday, lots of stamping presentations, and it just makes me super excited about what's coming out in the January through June catalogs, as well as the celebration offerings that's coming out too. So I'm excited about that, and I will give you more glimpses of that. I never want to be the one to be the first one to give you all those ideas and show you things. I'll probably do a little sneak peek in December, but I always feel like it's kind of mean of me if I show you too many things that you can't get your hands on right away. And it is always nice to kind of prepare ahead of time and see what is coming, and that is exciting, and you can build up your wish list. But yet I'm one like, it's kind of like having a grocery ad a month ahead of time of all the items that are going to be in the store, but you can't buy them this week. So you kind of crave something and go, can't get it anyway. So that's how I look at it, and I don't want to do that to you guys. So I'm going to kind of stick with what's current for quite a while here and keep you guys happy with that, I hope. So, all right, it looks like we've got Joyce and Lois. Hello, guys, and a few more of you too. Okay, so I am on card number 5 today for November's virtual stamp camp, and it's got kind of a lot to it today. I've done some simpler cards throughout this month for the virtual projects that I've been making, and this one is actually a gift card holder. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the steps of making a card size gift card holder, so that way you can make those be extra special this season. I have a feeling quite a few of you might, because of COVID, might be going the route of gift cards this year, and a lot of you might not be gathering in person like you're used to, and you might need some options or ideas on how to get these gift cards out to people in the mail too. So I want to offer you a solution on how to get all of your gift cards packaged up beautifully and with meaning, extra meaning, because it's going to be hand done by you. And so hopefully today's project will give you some inspiration on that. Hello, Pam. So let me get started here and get my camera moved around to a good spot. So yeah, today's gonna take a few extra steps, but yet the idea of it is simple too. So that's what I think is going to be kind of fun. There we go. I always have to make sure that the base of my tripod isn't in my way. Otherwise, I'll knock it several times and then you'll get jumpy things. Okay, so here is today's project. Lots of shimmer shine to it. And like I said, you can just stick your gift card in there for the recipient and then add your little sentiment and greeting there too. So this is a standard size, this card. So it's still 5.5 by 4.25 for measurement. So it's easy to stick that in a regular envelope and mail it. It only folds once. Your gift card's going to add a little bit of bulk, but I didn't get it too bulky, so that way you can just mail your gift card to your recipient, everything, and can be put in your regular envelope that you're used to mailing your projects in, and that works out great too. Hi Carla, hi Peggy. So if you like to follow along, where I am getting this from is might be kind of a surprise or something overlooked. So from the holiday catalog on page 7, it kind of takes up all of page 7. Last year I got this and loved it. It's called The Most Wonderful Time Product Medley. And what makes Product Medley so fun, especially this one, you get a great stamp set like this, and then you get coordinating dies that are there, and then you get some pretty like glittery twine, which I'm going to use, some stickers that are gold stars, and beautiful papers and other stickers too. Thank you, Carol. And so they have a great layout here of some samples, but I kind of want to show you what's all in there. Last year when I got this, I made tons of cards, and I thought, well, let's get it out and see if I need to order, because that is an option this year, order a refill kit. And I went, oh, Belle, like you made tons of cards and you still have tons left. So these are just pieces of some of the paper, and you can tell there's, maybe the camera will pick that up. It's a cloudy day. Oh, there we go. So you can see the shiny gold in there. This is gorgeous too, with some gold accents. So I have to show you the backside too, some of the fun trees. Backside of this, some green stars. This is what I'm using today, and it's got gold in the trees. That's the backside. And all of these designs, you get 8 of each of these 6 designs. So 48 6x6 sheets total, which is a lot. And same with these deer, you can see that catches the gold. Almost looks like the size of the buck my son got over the weekend, which was pretty exciting. And that is gorgeous too. And then these gifts, you could probably coordinate with the die that's in the set too. Hi, Shelly. And some cute little bows there, and then some candy canes and some stripes there. So that's the pretty papers, and that is part of the product medley too. And then they have specialty papers. They're white on one side, but you've got the gold embossed stars there, gold embossed stars there, and then some gold embossed stripes there. And because I used up like stickers on these sheets. So these are all like really thick cardstock stickers. They had some awesome, like I've used up most of those last year. And then these, I have options and ideas for these great sprigs of the holly too. So that's part of it, as well as this great gold tinsel on that spool, and this, and like I said, the stamp set, and the dies too. So that's called Most Wonderful Time Stamp Set and Most Wonderful Time Dies. All of this comes in that product medley. And last year, when I was, where was I last? No, not. Yeah, where was I last year? Greece? I have to think when I got this. Stampin' Up! When we were on a cruise ship, I remember. They had all these samples all pre-cut for us, and I haven't made mine yet with this product medley. So this was a gift that they gave us also, and then we could go ahead and make that there or take it home to make it too. So they start us off with some great samples. So to start off today, I haven't really brought out my scoring tool for you guys. Here, I'm going to adjust the camera a little bit. This is the scoring tool that's in the back of the annual catalog. I love it. I use it all the time. If I have a quick project, I'll be honest, I use my cutter because that has a nice scoring mechanism there. But for you guys, I know I'm going to make several more of these gift card holders. So I want to kind of mass produce it. And so with this is 4 1/4 by 11, so it's just 8 1/2 by 11 cut in half. And then I know I want to score this for the gift card at 5 1/2, and again at 9 inches. So I can cut all these in half, line them up, and just score, and do them all really quick. So whenever I make my cards for Stamp Camp, this is on my desk, and you can see I've kind of wore out the 2 spots for the 2 that I use most often, 4 1/4 and 5 1/2 when I'm scoring my cards in half. But I do love these. You'll get a few of these, but then when I'm using it for a project like this, I only use 2, the 2 that I need, so I don't have any extra scoring or marker tools to confuse me where I should be scoring versus where I need to be scoring and all that kind of stuff. So I love this. Can't say enough about it because I literally do use it day by day. And so I just don't bring it out very often to show you. So today is a great time to show you that project. And then to start this off, for that little tab that the gift card holder will kind of be tucked in, I'm using my 1 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to feed that in about halfway and then give that a punch. Whoops, it flew right on my sleeve here. And then I'm able to kind of just do some some, I don't know, scoring, it's already scored, some burnishing maybe to go like that. And then what I'm really wanting to do is to make sure that these line up well here and here on those points. So once in a while we all cut cardstock or score it, and it might be off just a little bit, but on today's project we really want to make sure that these corners lay flush with that. So and then because you want to tuck in that gift card and they're going to be pulling it out, you want a really secure amount of adhesive there. And so today I'm using, for that part of the project, my Stamp and Seal Plus. And so that's going to be super sticky, and I'm just going to put it on the very edges of my project and just on the sides. So I don't want to go up too high because this only goes that high. So then when I press that together, then we have created that little pocket here. So that is where your gift card can go in, is in that little pocket there. So, and then if there's any extra adhesive, you can just kind of swipe or wipe that off too. So that is how we have the little pocket there. And then now I'm going to design the inside and the front side of my card. And because it's Christmas, I do go a little bit more special. I think usually I save that inside for last, but because it's simple, I just want to keep going along with that, because you might go, that's a lot of steps. So I'm going to start simple and just go with the easy layers first. Oh, got a little fuzz, I think, from my last project. So this, I'm just using the regular seal because it's just taking that fancy paper that's in there. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Barb. And I'm just going to, oh, I cut that wrong. That's really strange. I must have cut the opposite way. Let me see here what I can do with that. You know what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to, it's about 2 inches. So I'm going to improvise here and kind of guess. Let's see, I'm gonna hold that down like so. I don't have my cutter out here, that would work perfect. And then I'm just gonna kind of go like so. There we go. And then with my scissor, I can just cut this across like so. This is pretty good for me. It's Monday and I'm thinking like on the go. Okay, like so. And then I can just cut off that extra. There's like an 1/8 or not even, yeah, not even a 1/4 inch that is going to kind of go extra. Looks like. I just don't like, it's shaggy and just like 2 spots. So I want to make sure that that looks halfway decent, because after this I'm going to tape it down and then I won't be able to move it. Okay, so this is how I wanted it to look, and this is how it does look. All right, so hi Robin, hi Lisa. So I'm just gonna set this aside because it's already sticky with glue, that piece of paper that's the wrong size. So this is going to be what's going to show on the part of the card sticking out, and then this is going to be where your sentiment is going to be written however you want it to say. So I'm just going to tack that down. So if you're joining in, I'm actually working on the inside of my project first, and I'm making a gift card holder. Okay, so I have that in, so that's the inside. So when it folds over, then we have that. Oops, that's, at first I thought it was cardstock. It's the adhesive that's showing. Okay, so that's the inside there, and then we have the gift card there, and now we're going to decorate the front side. Hello, Julie. So I showed you the pretty paper that comes with this Most Wonderful Time medley of products, and so the trees have that gold on the paper, and so this is Old Olive here, and I wanted kind of that lighter green from here, so I chose Pear Pizzazz to kind of be an extra layer to go in between the pretty paper and the Old Olive. So I'm ready to tack that down too. So kind of said there was extra steps today, but so far I hope you realize none of these have been hard steps. There's a difference when it's putsy hard, putsy, can I do that? But for all of this so far, it should be so simple. All right. And that's just gonna go on there. So I cut, in case you wanna know too, so this is like 4 by 2. This is 4 1/4 by 4 by 5 1/4. And then the pear pizzazz, I did 3 1/4 by about 4 1/8. And then this pretty paper, yes, Julie, you did finally catch me live. I love it. The pretty paper I cut 4 by 3 so that I could get 2 out of the 6 by 6 sheets and still have a good chunk left over of that pretty paper. So now to design the very beautiful top part of it. So this is where we're going to build up all that shimmery shine there. I'm going to start by stamping out with my pear pizzazz. And I'm going to stamp that out on, no, I'm not actually. I have to cut it first. There we go. Let me think that through. Okay. And I did just make this card like an hour ago, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to remember what I did. Okay, so the other die set that I'm using is the stitched squares. Hi, Sue. Thanks, Sue. It's a gift card holder. So I thought perfect timing. If you watch the beginning, I said everybody's going to be looking at mailing out gift cards this year. Not everybody, but maybe more than usual because of COVID and the lack of getting to be together. So I'm trying to help you out with some ideas of making it look extra special. And you're so right, Julie. The papers are gorgeous. And hello, Amy. Okay, so when I pop this stitch square out, you can see the fun stitch squares there. So I think I am just gonna set that aside for now and kind of work on building this up. And so I'm going to stick my stamping mat under here so that I can stamp and not get ink on that. Now I'm ready for stamping these little skinny narrow trees. So I'm just going to kind of stamp it a little bit off, but full strength pear pizzazz, and same thing that way. So we have that just for a little peek of an opening there. And then I'm going to, with my chamois here, set that aside, and I'm going to wipe off my stamp because I'm going to emboss that next. And with that, oops, I have just a strip or scrap of white, and I'm going to emboss that with some gold embossing powder. So if you haven't caught on yet, this definitely has a lot of steps to it, but just little by little kind of makes it kind of fun to do that. I put on tons of gold embossing powder because I want it to stick well, and then I can always put it all back into the container easily. So that way I know we have a good amount on there. And I made my strip really long so that I could hold on to it a long ways away and not have the fear of getting burned. So it kind of just looks like a powdery, sugary, brown sugar look to it. And hopefully the camera will pick up, because I'm close enough, the image as it turns. Takes always a little bit for the embossing gun to kind of heat it up. Hello, Diane. Kind of like watching paint dry, right? Is it starting to go now? Maybe I'll heat it up from the back side. I'm trying so hard to get you guys to see the magic of seeing it pop when it embosses. There we go. It's like hoping. It's so hard to do this on camera and have it work and have success, not have it get burnt, have my gun out of the way and such. So let me just see. Yeah, it all took. I just wanted to check. So there, that is all embossed in the gold. So I've got that. So now that is ready to be die cut. And I have just a little piece of pear pizzazz here too that I might as well run through at the same time. So let me get rid of my pad from underneath here. So I watched tons of videos over the weekend as part of my conference that Stampin' Up! Put together. And so many of the times they'd say like, this is what I'm going to do. And then they would just show you. They never would really show the people running it through the die cut machine and such. So I don't know if that's like, well, duh, we know how to do that. Or it's like, oh, that for sure is a die versus a punch or something. So sometimes I think it is kind of nice to maybe take the extra 30 seconds to run it through, but then so many of you have been stamping just as long as I have, if not longer, and so you probably don't need to have as many details, but then you know I'm legit making this card. All right, so let me crank that through, and oops, kind of stuck to my, both of them popped out right away, so I had to unstick it from a cutting mat. Okay, so these once again are the dies from the Most Wonderful Time medley. So I have the tree here embossed in gold, and then I have just this tag too that I'm going to stamp a sentiment on. I'm just going to take my pick tool and get rid of those extra little pieces right away. So then I can go to assembling that part of it. And I'm going to use my Old Olive ink pad here and open that up and use the sentiment from the stamp set. And it's photopolymer, so it's very easy to ink up an Old Olive and stamp that out on the Pear Pizzazz and have it be centered easily. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. And then there's cute little stars and dots that are just kind of actually like meant to be like a corner stamp there. So I'm just going to do that lightly in Pear Pizzazz, ink that up, and that just kind of decorates the tag just a little bit more, makes it a little bit more festive. And I thought this kind of needed a little something, so I thought, how do I build that up? So I went, let's get out my sponge and my Pear Pizzazz ink pad, which is the lighter, and I just kind of go over the edges by swiping, so tap and swipe, and a little bit goes a long way. You can always go back and add more, but I kind of start light like that. And then because it's the lighter of the two colors I'm using today, Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive, I can go right to my Old Olive, and I'm just going to go along the very edges with Old Olive. And that way we have kind of a two-tone with the lighter not taking over the center and then the outside being more of the Old Olive for a really nice warm look. And that's going to kind of help set off and kind of pop up this amongst the other trees. So as I build on that, I can take my sentiment right here and put some dimensionals here. I'm going to do about 3 of those across there, like so, and put that down. And sometimes sponging will add a little bit of wetness onto your card, so I thought I'll start with the sentiment here just to give that a little bit more time to dry, like so. And then I'm going to take just my seal, and that I'm not popping up. I'm putting it straight on because, like I said, I don't want it to get too bulky with the layers that I'm adding to it on top of here, and then your gift card that's going to go in the little pocket because that's there too. So you'll see that. Thank you, Pam. Hi, Sharon. Okay, so next I want to take this. I had to think the steps I wanted to do it in. And because this tip gets pretty narrow, I want to pop this up using my mini dimensionals, because that way I'll get a good pop up really close to the top, and I don't have to worry about regular dimensionals getting too wide and having it show. So I'm just going to put that on there like so, and that's going to sit in the middle of the 3 trees. And it's so pretty now because we've got the gold there and it's tying in with the gold shimmer shine from these background trees and the pretty papers, and then the gold stars there. So you can kind of see that theme coming along. And then Wink of Stella, because it's the holiday season and you can never get too much Wink of Stella. And I am going to kind of go bananas with the Wink of Stella. And I'm also going to put it over the tree that I've already embossed, because you would think, like, how can you get even more shimmer or shine on there? But you can, and it does work to do that. So I'm just doing that like so, so you can see a lot of shimmer shine. I think it would show up better if it wasn't such a cloudy day here. There you go. Okay, so it is on there, oodles and oodles of it. But yeah, if it was a bright day, I think you'd really catch the reflection of it a lot more. Thank you, Carmen. Okay, so I thought this was kind of fun, but then that's where I always go, okay, now is the time where I want to do the inside. And I kind of did most of the inside, but I am going to finish and go back with that same tree, stamp that in Pear Pizzazz, just to kind of follow through with the look of the card. But on the outside for embellishments, this is where part of the kit has these great gold stars, and they're really high quality but not too bulky, and they are self-adhesive, as you can see, because I just took the star off but not the adhesive. That's where I should always use my take your pick tool, because that's where it's gonna give you good results. Okay, and line that up. It's kind of like peeling a cookie off of a sheet. So I've got a nice gold star there for that tree. And then I want to use some of this pretty gold tinsel trim that comes with the product Medley too. So as you can see, I haven't had to really pull in a lot of items because it's all part of the product Medley. So I'm just going to take a glue dot and just kind of bunch it up on one side, another glue dot, kind of just scrunch it up on that side a little bit. Doesn't have to be too scrunchy. And then one more glue dot is going to be right in the center of the tree here. Whoops. Sometimes I have a little bit tougher time depending, because I put that Wink of Stella on the tree and the tree's already embossed. It kind of doesn't like that, but then it does settle down. So I'm just going to take and push the end, which is kind of curly cued up there. And then let me get the right scissor. I'm going to take this and make sure that gets kind of a curly cue to push into that glue dot. And then in the center, I'm just going to push that down into that glue dot like so. I don't know, I might have to wait till it dries and try that again. But as you can see, how fun is that to have that extra on the card there too, and it doesn't add any bulk because it just kind of sits down, and when you put it in the mailer, it's not going to be in the way. It's going to be taped down with those glue dots. So, but lots of sparkles, so that's kind of fun. Hi, Jane. So we've got your gift card holder to put in there, space for your sentiment. Best part, it fits like a regular card would, just with a fun fold in an envelope to mail it out. So hopefully that'll provide some needs for your holiday gift giving. And not only that, it's just early November, so it'll give you time to work on your projects too. So let me get my camera switched around. And that is then card number 5 for the month for November's virtual stamp camp. So like I said, hopefully that will give you some inspiration. I did a card a couple years ago, made it look cutesy with the reindeer punch, kind of same layout for the measurements and the scoring and everything, but this card looks completely different from that card. So you might go, that's beautiful paper, that's a beautiful product bundle. Like I said, I've made tons of cards with it already. Thank you, Sharon and Lois, and yet there's so much that I could do. And I think Lois, last year we kind of did like a book party with you and your friends, and I made some cards using this product bundle and sent those out, and I just loved making those up because the papers were so pretty. Hi Jill. And so that was kind of fun to just kind of revisit the idea and new papers and put them together and give you a great gift giving idea too, even though it's still card sized. So like I said, project number 5 out of 10 for November's virtual stamp camp. And I had the code for ordering here as I was working on it. But next I will upload this card as well as all the accessories used to make the card, and that will help you too, because then you can see what I've used that actually is part of the most wonderful time product medley, and then you can see the extras that I added that you might need to consider purchasing on top of, or maybe that you already have too if you're interested in that. So the card will appear with the picture and then the list of all the supplies as well as the link to my store, so that you can see like code numbers and prices on things like that too. So how to get my cards, my set of 10 cards is like I said, today was number 5 out of 10. If you're new to watching this, I have 4 more that I've done earlier, like last week. And so today's 5 and there'll be 5 more. So if you need some things to order, a minimum $75 order will give you all 10 of the projects, and I mail them out to you or get them to you if you're local. And then if you just want a set of the cards, they're $22, and let me know and I can make up those for you and get you on my list for the month too. So take care. Thanks so much for watching. See you tomorrow.